week 2. First up, we've got this little scene that I created between Evil Seed and Moss Man. Just took one of those garden grass plates that you can get, and I put a little bit of extra moss in there. This is kind of my idea to recreate the dam and the tree that he made from the old Filmation episode. I put him up against Moss Man because it seems like a good match. A little inspiration from the 2000X there. Up here we have the tree. I've got a bunch of minifigs in it, kind of like sucking the life force out of them, like in the old cartoon. This back here is just some tile plates, and then I took these little things that you could get from the dollar store and just kind of ran them up the side, just kind of glued in place there. And there's like a little well back here. You can't really see it, but there's like the leaf covering for it. Here's a better view of the tree. You see people in there, and it's just some of that Christmas stuff you get, like the little pine strips, basically. Just kind of woven around. Then I put some more moss around it, and yeah, that was the first picture of that week. Up next, I got some Kevin Smith love. I know a lot of people didn't really dig Masterverse or Masters of the Universe Revelations, and even these first figures, they're not as great as they could have been, but it really hit my nostalgia. So I took some of the box art and then a tiny little shelf, and these guys are still up in my display this way. Kevin Smith holding the sword, smoking a cigarette, and you got Skeletor and He-Man. Up next, this is another dio that I created. It's kind of supposed to be somewhat reminiscent of the episode from Shikoti. She's summoning these little creatures out of a well, so I made like a little well here. So it all came out a little bit darker than I wanted, and someday I probably will do a little bit of a touch-up, but the well came out pretty cool. There's actually a switch on the bottom here that lights up and comes out of the well, so that was kind of neat. And this is my Hordak, or not Hordak, Horde Keldor. I took a Hordak body and kind of pop and swap. This is my first time that I pop and swapped the character with the Origins. Up next we have my Snake Mountain display, and then if you guys watch Toy Frenzy, you've probably seen this before. They showed on one of the viewer showcases. But these are just little foam spike rock things that I carved up and painted. I got some tissue paper coming through, and it's painted in with some glue and some water to kind of lock all these into place and kind of create the idea of like the lava flow. The background is some paints and chalks that I just kind of did. I'm not an artist, obviously, but it gives it a nice little effect in the back. The lava fall itself is just strips of orange napkin, and then you see there's like some skulls at the base here. There's an old incense burner I had that had broken, so I just kind of put it at the base, painted some of the strips into the eyes and the mouth, so it kind of looked like it was flowing through the skulls. And then yeah, you just got all my little guys kind of hanging out, my evil warriors. Again, like I'm at this point of doing toy photography, I'm just showing what's on my shelves. It'll get a little more creative coming up, but it is kind of nice to show like some of the dials. Like my display basically looks like this, with a few of the vintage guys switched out for newer Origins. Here is another shelf that I made. I took some of that moss you can get at the dollar store or the craft store and kind of glued it down. And did the same with like some dirt, and there's like a little pillar back there and some rocks. But these are showing off some of my non-Motu stuff. So I've got Golden Girl with her chariot. I do not have her horse, so I'm using a vintage Imperial horse. Speaking of Imperial, got the Rhino and chariot, and then got like one of the little Remco knockoff He-Man guys back there. I gave him Man-at-Arms armor. Some more of the Imperial dinos, some more of the Remco guys, little Black Star. And these are really fun toys. At one point, I think I'll probably do a video just kind of showing off some of the Imperial toys. They had like, it was basically a companion series to Master of the Universe. You had these vehicles, you had weapons and creatures, and they worked with any of your 5.5 toys. There's some more of them. Another little Remco guy. This is one of my favorite of the Imperials, the Mammoth Marauder. It's a big gun turret thing up here. There's a gun off the back and a gun off the front. And then some more of the Remco guys that I just kind of gave armor and weapons to. And some more shots. I hadn't really figured out that Instagram doesn't let you do different aspect ratios of pictures, so these are all cropped a little funny, and that's why there's a bunch of them, because I wanted to show what's up on that shelf. And actually, you know, like, so just took a bunch of pictures hoping that like something you'd be able to see. And then you got another Black Star guy here. I don't know if this is one of the Imperial creatures or if it was a different brand. We got a little three-headed dragon. And then I got Ariel from Thundar, toy line I wish would really come back. And again, this is me just kind of showing off shelves, so that's one of my shelves. It's changed a decent amount since then, because it's kind of an older picture. And here is my Crystal Castle. You got a little She-Ra display. So the really cool thing about this one is I have lights behind it, and I took cotton to hide the hinge to just kind of give it like a little more cloud effect. And the way it runs down looks really good with that translucent Light's Hope figure. I actually do at some point take another picture of this, so you'll see like how his face lights up in a little bit better detail later on if you stick with the videos. And then that brings us to the final shot of the week, showing you my vintage Castle Grayskull. Not complete, so I just kind of turned it into a light. I've got like one of those salt lamps here. I've got an LED strip ran across the back of his eyes, which gave it like a really cool effect. And then I've got another salt lamp up here behind a glow-in-the-dark Spirit of Grayskull. Got a little Orko mini hanging out the top. My Point Dread is over on the side with some of the little Mega Constructs figures, just because I think they scale pretty well with it. DreamWorks She-Ra, something I'd like to see return at some point. Her wings on her head, unfortunately, are broken, but that's how I was able to afford her, because it's a very pricey figure. And then, yeah, vintage Tila, and you got He-Man over here with the battle-damaged Battle Cat. So, yeah, like I said, these are going to start kind of rough. Not really too much to this week's entries, really. It's just showing what I had on my shelves. Some of the stuff has changed a little bit. This is still pretty much the same. It's gonna be probably 2 to 3 more weeks before I actually start trying to put photos together, because I ran out of just what was on my shelf and had to start getting creative with it. But this was week 2 of me posting a picture every day on Instagram, which I'm still doing, so if you want to check me out, please go to Instagram. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, anything you want to tell me, like suggestions, criticisms, like I'm here for all of it. So yeah, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys stick with it, because the content is going to get a lot better. This is a retrospective starting at day 1. We're on week 2. So, bear with me, please. Alright, thank you guys. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share it with a friend, call me an asshole, whatever you want to do. All right, thank you guys.